Um, when the Secretary was in Brussels, he was asked about Afghanistan in terms of evacuations. He said something to the fact that the U.S. is not finished yet. It's going to continue to get people out that it can. I'm wondering what was he referring to in terms of the U.S. military role?
He was really referring to the U.S. government role, the interagency effort to continue to work with veterans groups and other private organizations to find ways to continue the flow of American citizens and SIVs out of Afghanistan. But he wasn't speaking to or alluding to a specific military role other than our current liaison with these ad hoc groups.
Right, so not directly involved in getting people out of the country, but
no.
Military assets.
No change to the, no change. He wasn't trying to signal a change to the current way in which we're trying to help get Americans out of Afghanistan, which is not through U.S. military means.
Okay. A related question real quickly on Pakistan. Has there been some sort of arrangement made with the Pakistanis on overflight? Something related to over-the-horizon operations in the future?
I don't have any arrangement to speak to, Bob. As you know, we continue to have conversations with neighboring nations and partners in the region to continue to explore opportunities for over-the-horizon capabilities and support, but I don't have anything specific on any front to read out to today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to follow up on Bob's questions, what is the DoD effort and liaison with these, veterans groups, and in some of the meetings that are taking place? Are you providing advice? Are you providing logistical ideas or support? How are you contributing to that?
These are fairly informal discussions, and as far as I understand it, they are happening almost on a continuous basis, and we aren't the only participants here. I mean, the State Department is included here, but these are it's more sort of continuous communication about information on certain individuals or certain groups of individuals that they can bring to our attention, and then we can begin to continue to work with the Taliban to make arrangements to get them out.
And can you give us an update on how many Afghans are now at U.S. military bases and kind of the throughput of that?
Yes, actually, I can. So, in the Central Command area, there are just over 3,000 Afghan evacuees. In the European Command area, there is 463. And then here at CONUS bases under NORTHCOM's authorities, there are 53,157 at 8 locations. Thus far, 6,689 of them have been released for resettlement, and they're on their way to their new lives. We can get you a breakdown by base if you want it, in terms of how many are at each base. But there's 53,000 and plus here in the States.
As far as continuing to feed and shelter Afghans through the winter, the families that are there, are you having to ask for any sort of budget increase to do that? And are these private organizations that are volunteering to feed them? How is this working?
I know of no budget request that is looming. As you know, we are doing this mission on a reimbursable basis, but that hasn't been worked out. And then we're working closely with nonprofit organizations, humanitarian organizations, I should say, the Department of Homeland Security and the State Department are, in terms of how they are resettled. And that's not a departmental responsibility here at the Pentagon. That said, a lot of local aid organizations, and frankly, just citizens that live outside these facilities, these 8 bases, are donating all kinds of things, largely clothing and toys for kids. So there's been an outpouring throughout the country, particularly in these communities outside these bases, of support for these people.